Morning, everybody. John here with FNP Wargamers, and this is the FNP morning show. Though it looks like it could be nighttime, I apologize for this. I mentioned the other day that getting more and more headaches and migraines and such, and I think it's basically a cold was coming on because I am in like full on crap mode, not feeling good whatsoever. So I'm really going to be cutting this short today, just because light hurts my eyes, and I don't know, I'm just not feeling good. So let's get over some of these dreadful things that I was talking about, or at least not talking about, but will be talking about, but is the title for today's show, which was Things Are Looking Dreadful. Well, I'm not being doom and gloom about the state of the hobby or state of mini wargaming. I am talking about, and I'm not actually going to be bashing on Forge World today. Maybe a little. I'm going to be talking about some lore stuff and some stuff that's coming out, that's coming to light. So, first off, kudos for Games Workshop for pushing Adeptus Titanicus. I just don't, it's great that they're coming out with all these options. I just don't think this game, I cannot imagine that this game has reached so much popularity that it's selling off the shelves. At least here in Texas, I don't see a lot of people playing this. I don't see a lot of people buying this. So the fact that they keep cranking out more and more material is a mystery to me. The game is a solid game, but why are you keep upgrading what's the already established range? Why not put out another range? That was one of the things that the fans have been saying all along is, God dang it, Games Workshop, please give us our Xenos races. Give us a bona fide Chaos product. Give us something else besides Imperial and Traitor. Yes, I understand that the Traitor Legions are Chaos, but it's not. It's not the same thing. And don't give me that forced narrative. Start putting out the other, and I understand this was originally set during the Horus Heresy, but it's time to move on. If you want people to buy this stuff, you want people to play it, you want us to be involved in it, you need to give us diversity. Because right now, there's no diversity. Out of all the Games Workshop games, next to Aeronautica Imperialis, which just came out, and we know that there's 5 or 3 more factions that are slated, and it looks like it's Tau, Necron, and Chaos. And I believe Eldar is another one, so it might be 4 or 5. So why are you doing this? Give us new stuff. So I will say this, is that this new stuff is kind of cool. I'm not playing the game anymore. I put all of my models to the side. But what I do like the idea is I've been trying to think of some conversion ideas for a Thunderfire cannon. And I've got a nice base, kind of set aside for it. I look at these guns, and these could be, depending on how big this is right here. And I'll have to take a look at my Warlord Titans that I have already and see what the diameter of this is. Then I can maybe determine if I can make a Thunderfire cannon or 2 out of this pack. I think it's possible, and I'd probably be willing. I mean, I've got the parts to do the carriage, and I can easily make a Tech Marine conversion or count as. That's easy. So I'm going to give this a look-see and see if I can make this a Thunderfire cannon or 2. I don't think I need 2, but maybe I'll use one as a test bed, and if I like it really well, then I'll do like the final version, and maybe I'll just give this to a friend who needs a Thunderfire cannon. So I won't need 2 really. The other one I thought was cool is I've been looking at the Tarantula weapon battery that Space Marines can have, and I was thinking about running a whole bunch of those with the the Twin-Linked Heavy Bolter. And I thought this could be cool either by itself, or I could mount them side by side, but that seems a little excessive. Just my understanding of the size of those compared to the missile launchers that normally take their place, or that they're going to be taking their place, however you want to word it. So that could be really cool to have. I'm not sure. It'll come down to the price. It'll really come down to the price. But at least these paired Gatling blasters that are these, I could definitely turn those into some Thunderfire cannons. It'd be it'd be a conversion, but it kind of looks like it. And I've got an appropriate size carriage. It would make sense. So I think I'm going to give it a try. So I'm going to go into one more. I'm going to give some time for people to jump on here, because I know some people are at work and they can't necessarily get on just right away. So let's talk about the doom and gloom, whatever it is, whatever I'm starting to call this episode. And let's talk about, this is a good thing, not a bad thing. And this is going to tie into my closing little tidbit. So what is, things are looking dreadful. Sorry, I'm doing my best, ladies and gents. It's hard to be animated when I'm in pain, physical pain from my head down to my toes. So please bear with me as I struggle through talking about this stuff. So a little bit of update on Psychic Awakening 2 that's dropping next Friday. Yay! I'm excited. You should be excited. It's going to be a really cool thing. I do like the fact that they are, for all my complaints, I do like the fact that they are cranking out the Psychic Awakening books now month to month, it looks like. And that's one of the rumors I'm gonna trigger in on here in just a moment. And I like that they are telling the story. My only beef is not the lack of content that they're putting in there, or the fact that some of that content should have already been in the codexes. My only beef is they're only getting about 20 pages of lore, and that's even pushing it. I would say it's more like 15 pages of lore when you take out the graphics and little sidebars and whatnot. So it's probably about 15 pages for something that's supposed to be galaxy altering, galaxy shattering. It's doing a pretty bad job. Now there's a lot of obfuscation, I think, going on right now with Psychic Awakening, at least these first 3 or 4 books. There's a lot of smoke and mirrors, however you want to word that. Some ninja smoke bombs, and it's a distraction, doing some ninjutsu and turning into a piece of wood or something. I don't know. If you watch Naruto, whatever. Sorry. And right now they're looking at, we're seeing the blast wave, I guess. I'm not sure if that's the correct term for like a nuclear explosion, but we're seeing the initial explosion of what's coming. And, sometime early next year, my prediction, probably around February, March timeframe, is when we will start getting the whispers of the payoff for the Psychic Awakening. And whether that's a big bad, which I'm still holding on to, I think we'll still have a big bad, to a new army out there. But now I'm still going to hold on to that. But my foundation, or my, I guess, foundation for that's a little shaky, not like Jello level shaky, but just a little unstable. We might have to reinforce it with something solid. So what am I talking about? Well, Psychic Awakening 2, once you read this little tidbit, it's explaining what's going on in the book, how all these little systems, these planets are essentially going to be major key points for conflict. And while I was right, this book is going to contain Adeptus Sororitas, or Sisters of Battle, the Black Templars, Iron Hands, and, oh goodness, what do you call them? Salamanders, Astra Militarum. They're all going to be included in this book. It's just Space Marines and Chaos Space Marines are actually getting the rules. They will be mentioned in there, but that they're not getting new rules. So, yay, we're right, but boo, it's just 2 factions in this book. So it looks like this kind of, they're talking a little bit more, not necessarily about the Psychic Awakening, because about Faith and Fury too much, because they're wanting to leave that for us to read ourselves. But they are starting to talk about the psychic trauma that's been caused by that Great Rift that's kicked off essentially 8th edition, and how Imperial society is affected by it, what's going on, and how forces like Chaos Demons, Chaos Space Marines, and such cultists are taking advantage of that situation. And they put a little bit of a perilous thing in here because this world that we're going to be fighting on for Faith and Fury is awfully close to Terra. But it's, yeah, you're fighting close to Terra, but in a galactic sense, I mean, you might as well be on the other side of the universe. I mean, it's not like Terra is in any danger right now. So it's them plugging that as like, but really, is Terra really in danger? I don't think so. All right, so leave a comment if you think that there's something there. Cool. If you don't, I get it. So let's talk about what's coming next year. First off, the end of this year, we're going to see Chapter Approved and Warhammer Legends. It does not look like they're going to be in the same book. And I mentioned last night that Chapter Approved, a lot of rumors going around from some good sources, some crappy sources, that Space Marines are not affected by the Chapter Approved, which does make sense. It does make sense. Now, there's a little bit of doom and gloom out there that Space Marine, when they were doing the supplements, they did not converse with the Chapter Approved, which does make sense because the supplements were done way before the Chapter Approved was done. So it makes sense that there's not going to be any changes intended for the Chapter Approved because those books hadn't been published yet. They haven't gotten feedback from the community. So we will probably see a errata like we did last year, errata and FAQ update for the Space Marines. It's an errata FAQ update for the Space Marines in regards to Chapter Approved. So Chapter Approved will have its own FAQ and errata, which is its own FAQ errata book. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but okay, whatever. So it's not totally bad. The only thing that will be relatively bad is depending on what Las Vegas Open, the guys at Frontline Gaming, are going to do in regards to the errata and FAQ. What's going to be their cutoff date? If they know that there's going to be a point adjustment for Space Marines, post Chapter Approved, are they going to allow it if it's within, say, a 30-day window? And let me just go ahead and point out something. That 30-day window that a lot of events like to say, hey, if anything new comes out within 30 days, we're not going to use it. There is no law, there's no rule, there's nothing saying that you have to do that. Games Workshop, in fact, they will have a release the weekend before, and that's their cutoff, the Saturday before, when they do their new releases drop in store. That's how far back or how early they'll do it, or however you want to word that. So this U.S. or North America, maybe it's just a North America thing or it's a United States thing of waiting 30 days. It's a little confusing for me, and I've heard the arguments for it and against it. So I could understand if it's a brand new army that, like let's say they drop squats in the first week of January. I could understand that squats should not be permitted in LVO. Brand new army, nobody's know how to play it. Nobody's got the models. I could understand that. But if it's, hey, here's your new codex or your new codex supplement, I don't understand why there's a 30-day mortarium, a 30-day ban on it. That just seems absolutely ridiculous to me. Same thing with errata and FAQ. One of those, I believe errata, it's live. FAQs and errata are live the moment they drop. So putting a 30-day window on that is actually irrelevant. It's the only thing that TOs will need to do is, if that affects anybody, that those people should be permitted, and that you should put this caveat on your event. If a new FAQ and or errata drops within 30 days or within say 1 week or the day before, whatever, be very generous here. If it drops for your army, then you should be allowed to resubmit your list. And how do you prevent people from tailoring their list? Most people are not going to tailor their list because they have no idea who they're going to be playing against. So, and you can always keep the list hidden until the day of the event or the night before, the day before. So just something to take into consideration. I could go as far as say, hey, if the Narada or FAQ drops the Sunday before the event, that's good. But if it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or the day of the event, okay, sorry, that will not be in effect. And then you just have people change their list if they already submitted. It's a courtesy. It's not going to hurt anybody. I mean, come on, man. So what am I tying all this into? Well, first, let's go and see if there's a quick update. No quick update. Not going to talk about the Age of Sigmar thing just yet. That is for Ski to do. So we're not going to cover that. So what are we going to talk about in regards to Psychic Awakening? Or what news do I have? Last night I dropped the new edition bombshell. It is definitely still a rumor, but there is a lot of pseudo confirmation. And with the Psychic Awakening ending sometime next summer, which we said it was going to be 6 to 8 books. So that is definitely going to be ending next summer. And the Space Marines getting a brand new codex, all these supplements, and everybody else are going to be in this new wave of codexes and supplements. It lends credibility to the fact that, or at least to the rumor that was passed to me, and the one I discussed with a group of like-minded individuals, or not like-minded, but because we bicker and argue a lot, but that we all believe that there's going to be a brand new edition next year. And brand new box set, brand new edition, cleaned up rules, and new scenarios, and the official Warhammer 40,000 tournament rules, or their organized play. I believe it is going to be called tournament rules. It'll be under their organized play format, and it's something they've been testing. And right now, from my understanding, that testing, and this is a little bit of guesswork based on the information I've gotten in, it's around 1750, which is why I said sometime next year you might start seeing 1750 tournaments. It might be a little later. Those tournament rules, I do not honestly believe they're going to drop. It'll be surprising, I should say. It'll be surprising if they drop right at the time of the new edition release, if that does happen. Remember, it's all rumor. So if it does drop, yay, cool. If it doesn't drop, give it a few months, give it until chapter approved time frame, and then they'll roll it in just like Age of Sigmar did with the General's Handbook. They rolled in official tournament rules and organized play. So it's every single one of the games except for Warhammer 40,000 and Aeronautica Imperialis, which Aeronautica Imperialis is already going through the motions. They're already going through the motions, brand new game, but it needs a few months, and then they're going to go, boom, here is your organized play rules once they crank out a few more different factions, which they've said that they've got 5 factions coming. I don't know if that included the Orcs and the Imperial Navy, but they've got 5 factions coming. So not too shabby if they roll out that next edition, which we kind of suspected, especially once they dropped the new Space Marine Codex within 2 years of its previous release for 8th edition. So there's a lot of credibility there. But once again, until some more information drops, I get it. We don't want to believe it, but watch the rumor sites, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to pick up steam probably in the next month, maybe month or two, I should say. I think that's what I said last night. Head's a little clogged, a little foggy, so I'm having a hard time trying to focus my thoughts here. So what do you guys think? Go ahead and put it in the chat. I'll be checking chat later on today. I'm going to go try to lay down and fight off this cold. Let me know what you think about the possibility of a new edition next year and the follow-on either at launch or about 6 months later, which would make sense at the chapter approved for 2020, a tournament packet in there. How to do tournaments, pretty much how it's run. Let me know what you guys think of that. Let me know what you think about Psychic Awakening picking up the pace and being done about midsummer, which is what I was already predicting. I said 6 to 8 books, and 6 to 8 books at their current release rate would put us around June, July, if it's 6 to 8 books. So what do you guys think about that? Am I off the mark? Does it sound plausible? You guys let me know. I'm going to go fight this cold and moan and groan and be upset with the world. So you guys have a wonderful Friday. It's Friday. The weekend's here. If you guys are going to the Atomic Hobby Shop charity event tomorrow, good luck to everybody that's playing. I wish you the best of luck. It's going to be for a good cause, a veteran organization, and Toys for Tots. And we got some really cool rules going on. We're going to have a nice rules packet. It's going to be a good event and not too serious. Hopefully, guys and gals will not take it too serious. I know you're competing, but remember, this is for charity. So the more money you spend on re-rolls and the more toys you come in, the better off everybody is. So, and if you all have registered by 11 p.m. tonight, Central Time, that is if you're coming, there's going to be a free gift for everybody coming in tomorrow. So something a little tailored for them. So look toward for that. Make sure you get registered in there. Good luck tomorrow, and y'all get ready for Black Friday. Get ready for Black Friday. It's going to be a good event. If I'm able to, tonight or maybe tomorrow morning, I've got a list of a bunch of websites that have already started Black Friday sales. So they might not necessarily have Games Workshop related product, but they have other gaming related product. I'm going to have that list for you. I'll do that tomorrow morning, provided I survive today. So I know I'm being a little melodramatic, but let me know what you guys think, and I will talk